Good evening and welcome to St Mary's Church in Ellesmere on this Maundy Thursday. Normally, of course, on Maundy Thursday evening, the church would be gathered here as we look back to the Last Supper, to Jesus meeting with his friends in the upper room and giving them the gift of the Eucharist. And we would remember and reenact how he showed his love for them, showed his love for us as he washes their feet. And we remember his command to us, a new commandment, that we love one another as he has loved us. It is a very powerful service, and it begins as a very joyful celebration. And then, as the service goes on, the tension mounts, and the service ends in disarray as we follow Jesus out to the Garden of Gethsemane and all that will take place there. And we remember how his disciples are scattered in fear and confusion. This evening we will follow Jesus into Gethsemane, and there will be an opportunity virtually to watch with him in the garden. But this year in particular, it is good to pause for a moment here at the stripped altar. Because every Maundy Thursday, after we have followed Jesus into the garden, we symbolically remove the hangings and the colours from the altar. We remove the signs of Christ's presence, and we allow ourselves for a moment to stay with the sense of disorientation, of desolation. And it's always important not to rush past those moments. But this year, perhaps in particular, just over a year since the beginning of the first lockdown, we can pause and acknowledge before God our sense of disorientation and confusion. We can ponder all that has been lost this year. And so on this year, when we have not been able to share Eucharist tonight together, I am simply going to read the prayers that are read as the altar is stripped. The first comes from the Hebrew Scriptures, the Old Testament, part of the Lamentations of the prophet Jeremiah, as he mourns over the fate of Jerusalem, taken into exile. And then I will end by reading Psalm 88, the only one of the entire 150 that is entirely bleak. And let us use them to hold before God all those who are hurting this year. How lonely sits the city that once was full of people. How like a widow she has become, she that was great among the nations. She weeps bitterly in the night, with tears on her cheeks. Among all her lovers she has no one to comfort her. Jerusalem, Jerusalem, return to the Lord your God. The roads to Zion mourn, for no one comes to the festivals. All her gates are desolate, her priests groan. Her young girls grieve, and her lot is bitter. Her children have gone away, captives before the foe. Is it nothing to you, all you who pass by? Look and see if there is any sorrow like my sorrow. Jerusalem, Jerusalem, return to the Lord your God. From on high he sent fire. It went deep into my bones. He spread a net for my feet. He turned me back. He has left me stunned, faint all day long. For these things I weep. My eyes flow with tears. For a comforter is far from me, one to revive my courage. My children are desolate, for the enemy has prevailed. Jerusalem, Jerusalem, return to the Lord your God. All who pass along the way clap their hands at you. They hiss and wag their heads at daughter Jerusalem. Is this the city that was called the perfection of beauty, the joy of all the earth? The thought of my affliction and homelessness is wormwood and gall. Jerusalem, Jerusalem, return to the Lord your God. The steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. His mercies never come to an end. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. The Lord is my portion, says my soul. Therefore I will hope in him. The Lord is good to those who wait for him, to the soul that seeks him. Jerusalem, Jerusalem, return to the Lord your God. It is good that one should wait quietly for the salvation of the Lord. It is good for one to bear the yoke in youth, to sit in silence when the Lord has imposed it, to put one's mouth to the dust. There may yet be hope. To give one's cheek to the smiter and be filled with insults. For the Lord will not reject forever. Jerusalem, Jerusalem, return to the Lord your God. And Psalm 88, the great Psalm of Lament, in which we can gather up all our laments. O Lord, God of my salvation, I have cried day and night before you. Let my prayer come into your presence. Incline your ear to my cry. For my soul is full of troubles. My life draws near to the land of death. I am counted as one gone down to the pit. I am like one that has no strength, lost among the dead, like the slain who lie in the grave, whom you remember no more, for they are cut off from your hand. You have laid me in the lowest pit, in a place of darkness, in the abyss. Your anger lies heavy upon me, and you have afflicted me with all your waves. You have put my friends far from me, and made me to be abhorred by them. I am so fast in prison that I cannot get free. My eyes fail from all my trouble. Lord, I have called daily upon you. I have stretched out my hands to you. Do you work wonders for the dead? Will the shade stand up and praise you? Shall your loving kindness be declared in the grave, your faithfulness in the land of destruction? Shall your wonders be known in the dark, or your righteous deeds in the land where all is forgotten? But as for me, O Lord, I will cry to you. Early in the morning my prayer shall come before you. Lord, why have you rejected my soul? Why have you hidden your face from me? I have been wretched and at the point of death from my youth. I suffer your terrors and am no more seen. Your wrath sweeps over me. Your horrors are come to destroy me. All day long they come about me like water. They close me in on every side. Lover and friend have you put far from me, and hid my companions out of my sight.